Yeah, my people, come back. Eish, it seems like they've attacked my network. Hey, yeah, Nibo. Yeah, Nibo. The thing about TikTok is that you're working, you're. The thing about TikTok is like TikTok is working against you. Firstly, they gave me a warning, but there's no visual movement. Yeah, but apparently my thing is not moving enough. I need to make sure the pictures move. I don't understand these people now. I don't understand Shem, what they want. You know, if we were watching videos of people who are twerking here, there wouldn't be any distractions. But now, because we are trying to talk about stuff, apparently it needs to be there needs to be a warning. It's just abuse from TikTok. It's just abuse nje. Bias abuser nje. Bias abuser. Okay, guys. So I was saying the ukuthi this praying mantis, because I wanted to relate to the idea of uqamata yabo. This praying mantis is also regarded as, and I'm gonna say it honestly, ne? The praying mantis is the name of the praying mantis is the same name you find in the name of the creator in those earlier societies. It's the same name you will find. So the praying mantis is called Krang or Kagen, yabo. Same name when you look for the name of like maybe the creator or something like that. Same name. Now, guys, notice that the lives are all gonna be on YouTube. So you just have to go to my YouTube channel and watch there. In fact, I post all my lives on YouTube, so many of them are already there. They are already on YouTube, so you don't have to worry. Just go to Sandle Tukani. Let's go to Sandle Tukani, and enjoy there on YouTube. But the most important thing, perhaps, I want to say is that the name of the mantis, you find it in the name of the creator in all these early societies. And for me, this seems to be in congruency with the idea or the mythology around the Anunnaki and stuff like that. Thank you, Liama. Sanbona. The idea of the praying mantis as being this insectoid shape-shifting thing seems to be aligned with the idea of the Anunnaki. And if you know anything about the Anunnaki, this is a royal bloodline. It's a royal bloodline that, that sort of like either interfered with the human genetics, A lot of mythologies actually also cross paths when it comes to this. Whether you believe it or not, it's a fact. Mythologies cross paths, that there are entities that mingled with humans at a genetic level. The story of the Anunnaki seems to go in the same path as these creatures that were intelligent and sort of like influenced human genome. Also, if you follow Hebrew history, Bible, Old Testament, same thing. They say that the sons of God and the daughters of men, the sons of God and the daughters of men came together and they made, what did they make? Giants, which we call amazimzimu, amazimu, amagongqongqo. These same giants we credit as eating humans. And today the word izimu will be used to mean a cannibal. But if you look at the origins of the word izimu, it literally comes from the word which means the sky, dimo or ezimu, pezulu. So amazimu, it's clear, it's things that came through the sky somehow. They came through the sky. They literally came through the sky. The mythology tells us that the insectoid shapeshifter, They could live like humans and insects and shapeshift, but because of their nature destroyed them. They were forced to go back into the star form, into the stars and into the. They were forced to go back and become stars and become what is this now? Like these bodies in the sky. And when we tell you guys about hey, hey, it's important to understand these things. The folklore, Tselane lidimo. I think where I'm from, it's Untinyazane nezim. Hello. So the folklore that tells you about the mantis, it's just to tell you that there's a shape-shifting group of people who existed before us. In fact, if you go deep into mythology, it says the kwe ngase. That is to say, the first there sitting people. The kwe ngase. Kwe ngase, those who sitting first. Kwe means people. The people who sat first. That is to mean those who were there before us. The kwe ngase. They looked human, but they possessed simultaneously attributes that made them unique and different from people. They were able to shapeshift between human and non-human. So this one, Kang, or Kagen, or Umtikwane, to this day we remember those shape-shifting entities when we respect Intete yezulu, Umntwana wezulu, Isitixo sezulu, Umakhulu wezulu, or Ugogo. When we respect this insect and other insects, it is not because purely of the insects alone. Yes, the insects, they do have some benefits to them existing, but we observed certain things about them. That's why they are seen as sort of like representing the early race. People talk about First Nation. Hey, you have nothing. You don't understand. Look at this thing. It literally is wearing a natural camouflage. And our forefathers told us never to kill, never to harm. Because this represents Kang, the Lord. And this is not me. I'm not saying you must worship the mantis. I'm saying this is what the mythology tells us. And they call it Hottentot God. You understand what that means? The God of the Kwe. Let me read actually for you what Albert Kropf, the German, says about Xhosa children. Let me read for you what Albert Kropf says. Just give me a minute, I will show you. Because you know it's important. This insect doesn't play. This insect doesn't play. Let me just show you. Let me just show you something. This name here, Ikwane, this is just a rendering of Tsaken. This is a rendering of Tsaken. Tsaken. It's a generic term for the common grasshoppers, of which the mantis or Hottentot god, I don't know why they wrote god here, is a species. Now let me show you something else. We called it Umntane Zulu, that is to say, the child of the heavens. The child of the heavens. Why? Why is an insect considered a being of the skies? Literally, child of heaven. The praying mantis or Hottentot god. It is not harmed by the native children, lest they themselves should suffer evil through their ill treatment of it. This little creature is entreated by the... This is Xhosa, by the way. This is for Xhosa. This little creature is entreated by the Xhosa speaking children, as it used to be by the so-called Hottentots as well. In prayers, do you understand what this means? In prayers, after this fashion, engeze tanezulu, engeze tanezulu. That means I beg you, child of the heavens, uzusichelele ingubo ku yihlo. Please beg your father for a skin, a blanket. Excuse the liberty I take with you, child of heaven. Would you ask your father for clothes, that is food? This is what even hunters, even the guys who go out hunting, when they see the praying mantis, those guys who go out hunting, they make sure they beg for good luck. You see in the comments, Villa is saying, yes, we called it Isitixo Sezulu as kids in Cape Town. I also grew up, it's called Isitixo Sezulu, the key of the heavens. So you need to understand then its alignment with ancient Kemetic and Near Eastern mythology as well. Because then when people talk about the Anunnaki, they don't understand that it's an ancient bloodline that our ancestors, our forefathers recorded. It's an ancient bloodline. And this bloodline, this is an old document. Even me, I only found snippets of it. I actually don't know where to find it. I'm still looking for it. This is an ancient bloodline that our ancestors credit as having granted us the power of fire. The power of fire. Now, in the Tsonga people, there's a group known as Vatswa, the Tswa people. In the Tsonga community, there's a group known as Vatswa, the Tswa people. Now, the Vatswa, originally they spoke a Click language, but they don't speak a Click language anymore. Their clan praise is Shitikanzilo. I mentioned it, and I'm mentioning it again the second time, because it's important that the Vatswa are related with the art of making fire. The art of making fire. But why? And then they say Hottentot God. It's not by mistake. It's not by mistake. This is in reference to an early existing group. An early existing group that said, I'm going to give these humans the ability, the technology. The technology. Now, guys, please don't go around worshipping insects and say, it's Sunday. Sunday said I must worship insects. I'm just relating my story. I'm relating my story, what I was taught as a child. I'm not saying now you must worship insects here. I'm not trying to form a cult. I'm telling you what I was told, that there is shape-shifting abilities in our indigenous oral history. JJ, don't do that. Our oral history tells us that you don't harm the praying mantis, you don't harm the ladybug, you don't harm the bees. You should go and then find out what is the significance of bees. These things are literally going around building colonies like the termites. They are going around building kingdoms. And then you have the queen bee. What do you think that represents? Do you not understand? It is reminiscent of earlier civilizations that we call our forefathers. The Kwe, Ngaseke, the first there sitting people. The first there sitting ones. The true race before us. the people who came before us. That's why I always say, guys, and people feel like I'm attacking their history. I'm not attacking your history now. If you are proud of your clan and all that, I'm proud of mine as well. I'm absolutely proud of my clan as well. But it's important to understand that our history did not begin in 1820. Our history did not begin in 1825 or 1652 or 200 AD or 300 BC. Our history began long ago. And this is what I'm trying to get our people to think like. I'm trying to get our people to think like that. So now, when the people of the Majola clan, the clan of, who's this guy now? Fikile Mbalula, when they say, ngeba, ngeba, do you understand that they're in reference to the praying mantis, Kang? But Kang also means the Lord, the ruling one. Let me show you. Let's go to Kwinkia. Let's ask in Kwinkia, what is the mantis? What do they say? Haishe. Haishe and Haisho. Now, Hai means a tree. Yishe or Yisho or Haishe or Haisho. Yishe, Yisho is the mantis, but also it means a lord. In fact, this word, Yishe, means tree man, the man of the trees. Yisho, man of the trees. Can I explain quickly where this originates? This originates from a story that we were told as kids. Guys, please confirm if you know this story. Do you know the story of Udulube, the bull, that was being chased by Amagongong? Do you know the story of Udulube, the bull, even if it's just one person? Nangu Villa says he knows the story. Dulube was being chased by Amagongong. Dulube's other name is Haishe. If you go to the Nama people, if you go to the Nama and the Damara cultures, they call Hishe Haitseb. They say Haitseb. Haitseb is another name for Dulube. Dulube is a bull. But remember what a bull means. Bull means a king. Inkunzi is a king because a king is a symbol of virility. The ability to reproduce an heir. That's why kings are never called Inkabi, an ox, but rather Inkunzi. Because oxen cannot reproduce heirs. Kings are revered as bulls. When we say Udulube, it's not really an actual cow. It's an ancient king. By the Nama, he's called Haitseb because he was used to compose music amongst the bushes. Haitseb is a praise name. Kusomahlati. Hai is a tree, like Amayicha, the Yicha clan. Yicha means three people. Heicha, Haitseb. Se is to say Uyise. Uyise, the man of the trees. Because he used to make music, good music, in the bushes, in the midst of the bushes. So it's said now, it is said now that Dulube was being chased by Gongong, or according to the Nama, Gong Arib or Gong Arib. What does Gongong and Gong Arib mean? Come, let's check it so that we understand. Now we're no longer telling stories now. Now we are understanding what things really mean so that we think like adults. We used to think like children, you know. We used to think like children who were being told these stories. You can imagine this cow being chased down. But now we are old. We can't think like that. We can't be thinking about cows now. It cannot be about a cow, this story. It's about overcoming death itself. And cows do like music, by the way. Cows, hey, they like jazz. I've seen them. They go crazy when they hear jazz being played. This thing is doing weird stuff now. Let me scroll to where the name Gongongo is explained, because people don't understand. Gongongo doesn't mean monster. Gongongo means the one that plunges into the deep hole. Gonggongo means the one that plunges into the deep hole. Yes, the words will align with ancient Egypt. It will align. We are getting there sooner rather than later. Gongo. Gongo means a hole. It's gongo or it's vongo. So when you say gongongo, you are actually, it's a reduplicated form of gongo, which means hole. No. Gongongo doesn't mean man eater. It means man eater by connotation, not literally. Literally, it means to plunge into the deep hole. It means deep hole. EFG conch. This is a dictionary. EFG. I just want you guys to see it. I don't like just telling stories from the mouth. I want people to see for themselves that when we talk about these things, we're not just guessing. We've done the homework. We've done the homework. OPQRL. OPQ. Okay. Yeah. Gova, gochwa. We need GON. Yeah, we are getting there now. Gonga, to always remain. Aha, there you go. There you go. Ukuti gong. Ukuti gong. To be hollow. Hollow. To tread. To tread or step into a hole unawares. Ithe gongo. Inkabi, the oxen went out of sight into a hollow. So the name gongongo means the one who pulls you into a hole. Yeah? The one that pulls you into a hole. Guys, if you are unable to finish the videos, you can go to my YouTube channel. I will show you just now what the name of the channel is. You can go into my channel. This is my channel, Sandile Tukani. Go there, subscribe, and watch. Go there, subscribe, and watch. So, Ukuti Gong is to actually plunge into a deep hole. You go to the Nama language. In the Nama language, you have the myth, the story of Haitseb. The story of Haitseb and Qoqarib. Now, let me show it so that you don't think I'm making it up. I just want to show it to you because sometimes people think we have time to make these nonsensical things up. You see? The legend of Haitsi Aibeb. It's Haitseb, basically. This is something we call Isivivane. We use this when we bury kings or in remembrance of heroes. We use this. But this is an ancient grave of Haitseb himself, the ancient king, the bull of our people. In fact, as I told you, the name Haitseb means he who is like a tree. You see, according to the Nama, the Damara, and some of the sun, blah, 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 this is Haitseb. It's a deity now that is revered as a bull. You think it's a bull. It's what people call gods nowadays. But listen to this. Haitseb saved the world from a monster called Aqirib. Oh, oli gongong. Aqirib or Goqarib. Igongong. Plunge into the hole. I'm not going to go any deeper. I just wanted to explain that the name Haitseb is the name of an ancient deity. Look at this. Mantis Haisheb. Haisho. So the mantis is seen as representing the ancient king of our people. Whether we call it Dulube, as those people who know Dulube, Dulube was busy being, no, they were trying. They were trying to kill Dulube the Gongong, but Dulube resurrected. Sound familiar? Dulube literally resurrected. So the one who causes people to plunge into the hole is Gong Harib or Gongong. So these are the first two names of the mantis. This is the other name, again, or Agi, or Aken. This is the closer one. Ikwane, Aken, Ikwane. Agi, Ko, Akaka, Sha, Akakasha, Am. And these are the different names. Amachocholo. This makes me think of Ramachocholo or Ramachoch. Chochoro. Now, if you know anything about Kama, it means water. Anga. Angtoro. Akarasi. Akalo. And then the wife of Uktang or Uteng is Kokowari or Arohu or Aruhu or Kauru. Now, basically, these are personifications in mythology of ancient kings who are seen as either representing the moon or representing something from the past. Now, if you look at this version of the name, Anga is what Amaxhosa would say, Inganga. Inganga, which means a king, a ruler, the boss, which manifests in the name Enge or Engeba, a good lord, or Enge for Baputi, a king, a rich king. Now, I wanna search for something else here quickly. I'm gonna show you something else. Let's look at the word for a master. So, guys, you've been asking questions. Sorry, I've been ignoring you, Shane. People are asking, where do you find this? Where do you find this thing? Guys, I'm running sessions on the side. So there's a group that I'm running. It's called the Sandile Tukan University Klingasi program. So it's a 6-month program. I've got about 10 people who have signed up. We started 2 weeks ago. Obviously, it's not free, guys. I'm charging $250 a month for my time, for my resources. So I have a repository. Yes, someone asked. I do have a repository with hundreds of books, including the one that you see now, the one of isiXhosa, another one of isiZulu with thousands of ancient words like isihlonipho. But I've got even more folklore, pictures, videos. Yabo. So I also have like audios of these lost languages. So the people now who wanted to join the session, the program, which began August all the way to January 2026, they have to inbox me. Only if you're interested, please. They inbox me. Then I give them my details, and then we talk. So the idea of those sessions is to actually drill deep into the languages. So I separate the languages into 5 groups. There's Nguni Embo, which is separated into 2 clusters. Zunda Tekela. Tekela itself has 2 to 3 clusters. Tefuya, Yeyeza, and Tekela, pure Tekela. And then we have Sotho-Tswana, and then we have all the different dialects of Sotho-Tswana, Sepedi, whether it's Fukeng, Sitlokwa, Singwato, Sikwena, etc. Serolong. Second group. The third group is the Venda Kalanga / Xitsonga group. And then the fourth group is the Kwe Kwadi languages. Your Namagwab, your Kwe Gwab, your Damara, your Kora Kobab, all those languages are Kwe Kwadi. Then the fifth group is the Ta, Kan, and Kwinkia languages. So this is Kwinkia. This is the language of the Tram, the language of the Khegwi, the language of the Sbarwa or Sirwa or Kwaikwe, the language of the Gange of Transkei. These are the words you will find in isiXhosa, in isiZulu, in Sesotho, in isiSwati. It's here. So all those 5 language groups, academics and linguists treat these languages as if they are separate from each other. I say these languages are merely just a continuum. So what you see here in Kwi, you will find in isiXhosa, you will find in isiZulu, you will find in Sepedi. What you see in Kwe and Kwadi, you will also find, but you need someone who knows what they are talking about to demonstrate where the connect and the lost connection is. And that's what I'm doing. So we are going deep down into these languages. Last week, I was teaching them the language groups. This week, we're doing the lexicon, how to pronounce the words. For example, this is the palatal click. So this is the guttural ch. So this is khu, khu. This is the click. So this is nu. This is obviously ka. This is where khu aumata comes from. Khu aumata. The Lord, the Master, who's the Father of all. Khu, Master. Aumata, the Father of all. Ta means all. Khu aumata or kamata is what you get as kamata. Kamata has nothing to do with mother and father. People will say, oh no, kamata means the beginning of mother and father. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry, guys. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. So if you are interested in joining the program, it's at a cost. Don't go to my inbox and say, oh no, I didn't know it's at a cost. Don't go there. It's at a cost. It's not free. I cannot do everything for free. Nobody can. Unfortunately. I've spent more than a decade on this. Anyway, you guys are going to inbox me, or you get my number 078 550 9649. 078 550 9649. Remember, there's already 10 people who are part of the program. If there's more who are interested, feel free to join. I would be more than glad. You will have access then to our Google Drive, to our sessions, to my videos, to the audio files, and to a WhatsApp group that is open 24/7. All right. So this is the word for master now. It's ka, it's nu, it's u. This is the root for the ka part in kamata. Komata, the chief lord of all, because master is ku. Master is ku. Komata. The Barwa of Lesotho say kaya keng teng, kenga keng teng, instead of komata. They say kaya keng teng. It means the same thing. The keng akeng teng, the Lord of all things. That's it. It literally means that. And we could go on and on and on. But the point, remember, still, we are still talking about the praying mantis. Why you are told not to kill it. I hope it's much clearer now. I really hope it's much clearer. Now, as we proceed, I want to look into some of the clan names. The Amazizi have an ancestor called Ngwabe. If you go to the Amazizi people, there's an ancestor called Ngwabe. This name, Ngwabi, sisiZulu is Ngwabi or Ngwabi, Ingwabi, Amangwabi. sisiZulu is, that is not spoken that much today. Ingwabi is a wild cat. Look at what they say. This is isihlonipho of the term ikati. Domestic cat. When you hlonipa it, you don't use this Afrikaans word cat. You use ngwabe. But when you don't use isihlonipho, ingwabi is actually the wild cat. In another dialect, the same word ngwabi is the word kwabi or kwabe. So now do you understand that abantu bakwabe are actually the wild cat people, the people of the wild cat. And this is what people have been saying, no, I know my history now. I know my history. I know my language. No, you know what is taught at school. What about the stuff that are not taught at school? A lot of people don't even know the meaning behind their very clear names. And I don't blame them, I don't blame them. It's how it is. A lot of people don't know the meaning behind their clan names. Now, let's go and look into the clan name Kwabe and Nwabi. What's the connection there? What's the connection? I mean, people don't even know the meaning of Ilembe, a simple name, Ilembe. We do know that, Shaka means a stomach condition, stomach worms. Amashaka, it's stomach worms that cause the stomach to rise, as if someone is pregnant. But then sometimes it goes down. That's what shaka means. Shaka is a stomach ailment. It's a stomach ailment. It's not an actual first name. It's just that Usenza Ngakona did not buy into the whole idea of Nandi being pregnant. So what? No, I'm a shark. This is stomach worms. You'll be fine again, Nandi. Don't worry. Absent father, Usenza Ngakona. He was absent father, that one. Usenza Ngakona didn't want to get involved. Yeah, well. So what? I'm a shark. But actually, the name of Ushaka Uskid and Umlilwan. Now he gets the name Ulembe. The name Ulembe by obviously overcoming Igezel, whose name was Ulembe. What is Ilembe though? That's my point. What is Ilembe? Ilembe is Izembe. Sihlonipho. It's actually isihlonipho, and that's why I've been saying you need to know isihlonipho. You have to know isihlonipho, because isihlonipho are actually the words that today, if you want to learn these old languages, so-called Isabatwa and all that nonsense, you go to isihlonipho. You go to isihlonipho, you will find the words. So lembe kukuhlonipha eligama lithi zembe. Also, if you understand old languages, then you understand that some dialects, instead of using Z, would use L. Instead of using L, would use Y. I'll give an example. Emazizini, kukho amazizi akwalamyeni, the amazizi of ulamyeni. But if you know an old name for ulamyeni, in other dialects, he was called ulamzeni. An old word for ulamyeni was called ulamzeni. So it's not just ulamyeni, it's ulamzeni. Same thing with unqumalo. The L changes and becomes unqumayo. Uzwide kalanga, the langa part, the L changes into zwide kayanga. Abakwa Gumede kwaqwabe bathi mngunika yeyeye. Bathi umalandela ngumayandeya. Yes, nqumayo and nqumayo, I like it, because it shows you that speaking patterns were much more diverse. And until you understand and address that in your studying of history, your history is one-sided. Don't worry, Nondwaiza, I've blocked that fool. Don't worry. I've blocked. I don't like people who are dumb in my life. But all they want to do is claim nonsense. So umgunika ye umayandeya. Bathi ukubeletha kukubeyetha. This is what also was said. Xa bethi bayede. It's a dialect of amaqwabe. It's the dialect of amaqwabe, bayede, which means bring them. In fact, in full, it was bayede when our waphakathi. Waphakathi, because you are a legitimate, you belong to the inside of the royal kraal. You are not an external child. Bayede wena waphakathi, bayede Nkosi kayiqedwa. Bring them, Lord, because the king can never be overcome. Bayede wena waphakathi, bayede Nkosi kayiqedwa. Then if you go to Amalala and this thing was exclusive for Ondabezida. But that's not the point. I'm discussing the language. So until we understand these nuances in our languages, we'll always speak halfway. And then sizoxabana sodwa when we talk about history, because I'm telling history from my perspective. I'm not addressing that Amatonga also had a way. Amandwandwe had a way. This group had a way. That's why Bayalwa, every time they talk about history on these platforms, they don't know how to bring different people together. So my approach is different. Now, if you think I'm going to talk about your history alone, forget, because you did not exist alone. I'm going to talk about other groups as well. That is how then you get to get the full picture. Anyway, I mentioned that in isiZulu, isihlonipho for the wildcat is called Ncwabe. Look at this. I told you most how to pronounce these signs. This is called the International Phonetic Alphabets. This is Kho, Kho, and this is Twab. Kho, Twab, Kho, Twab. Kho means to hunt or to follow. Ukunqawa. In fact, amaXhosa athi inqawu or inqawa. Guys, I've been saying this thing. People come to my videos and fight me. Tininqawa city, umchito grand, did hey. Sanubuda up. Ngawa means to follow, to pursue, to stalk. You know, when you are stalking something, you're following it. We are in ngawa. Kho. Kho. Twab means wildcat. Like in isiZulu, isihlonipho. Guys, these are different dictionaries. It's not one dictionary. You see, I'm looking at a different one now. Ncwabi. 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 Look at this one. Twab. Twab. And then in full, they write Kho Twab. Kho means to hunt, to follow, to pursue. Ukunqawa. Atsho amaXhosa. Athi ukunqawa when you go hunting alone. And therefore, the greatest hunter is called Inqawa. Including the wildcat, it's called Inqawa. So, Kho Twab. Yinqawu Ncwaba. Yinqawu Ncwaba. That's what this word is in Kora Kobab. Nqawu Ncwaba, which means the cat that hunts. Which means it's a wild cat, because a domestic cat does not hunt like that. But this word, you find it in isiZulu. This word, you find it in isiXhosa. Both of them, you find in Kora. What does that mean? All these three groups, Zulu, Kora, and Xhosa, must have had connection at some point. At some point. People don't understand, man. Hey, mina ngumXhosa qho. NdingumXhosa qho. Yes, ungumXhosa qho, but you don't exist alone. And history doesn't end in the 1800s that you always obsessed about. History goes further back. What were you in 1200 AD? I always ask this question, and they are unable to tell me. And please, I'm not saying history. We cannot tell our history of the wars and the battles. We have to tell that history. You have to associate with your clan, because that's your people. I have my own clan. I've got history. I know who my people are. I'm connected to people in Eastern Cape. Some of them are in Western Cape. Some of them are in Free State. Some are in the Northern Cape. Some are in KZN. You know, my ancestors at some point were in KZN, along the Drakensberg, all across Lesotho and Eastern Cape. Amamfene. We know Amamfene say KZN. Abantu bakwa Tusi, for example. Pel Tusi. Amamfene. Those are our blood people. But there are others like abantu bakwa Shezi as well. We are related to them. But they are not just in KZN. Bakhona Lesotho. Bakhona Eastern Cape. Rinaliba Tweneng, Kolisutu in Free State and Northern Cape. Some of them are even in Botswana. So, because my history is not a narrow type of history, it literally connects me to my people everywhere. And it's important to understand. I see you guys requesting. I'm gonna accept when I'm ready. Brenda, I don't understand your question. What does Nkomos Bomvu is to listen tough? I'm not understanding. I'm actually not understanding. I know the Munyai people. And the thing is, the Baboon clan, I've researched, the Baboon clan was originally an Eland clan. Eland. Kans or Kans. Before they used the baboon, I hear that they were the Eland people. Which is interesting because if you look at the name Shezi, Shezi is an old name of Impofu. Shezi is an old name of Impofu. Kans or Ikans or Chezi. Also, Shezi also means light-skinned. It means light-skinned, golden colored, by the way. So Abantu Bakwashes, they are the people of light, they are light-skinned people, the Eland people. They are the Eland people. That's another animal, okay? The Eland. Yabona ke there. That's another sacred animal. Abantu Bakwashes, they are Eland. The crazy thing, Abantu Bakwashes, and I know sometimes people think there's an agenda, ne? We are trying to make everyone Bushmen. But guys, because it's in the names of these people. It's not me. No, I didn't say that. It's the names. Abantu bakwashezi, abantu abakhanyayo, bachezi, bamchezi. Yeah, bamchezi. They are golden in color, light-skinned people. Yeah, no, those are my bloodline right there. In fact, we come from brothers. We come from brothers. Amamfene and Amashezi are literally descendants of brother clans. They come from the same ancestor. You see, chase. Something of brick red color. Something that's reddish in color and skin color. Iguan. Gold coin is also called the chase because of its color. That's why we must learn these languages, guys. We lasidlali la. Athi amaZulu. Athi amaXhosa sidlala apha. Uyabona ke incube le yimfene mos. Sithi abo amamfene abantu bencube. In fact, the name Ncube. Hey man, yeah. Yabona ngoku uyandivuselela. The name Ncube. No, I see you, Qaqane. I see you. I'm coming. The name Ncube, let me show you. The name Ncube means dark in terms of the animal, the totem. It means dark as in the totem. So it's used for a baboon, or some clans use it for like Inguka, a hyena. So some people who have the hyena as a totem will use Ncube. They will use Ncube, those who have a hyena. Now, a hyena can be called Inguka, can be called Ingci. Some people call it Impisi, but Impisi means to cause blood. Ukupisa. The one that owaphisayo, umaphisi, impisi leyo. So omncube, omfene, omlotshwa gcabaza, oshezi, those people come from the same blood. We are brothers there. But can you see ukuthi singabantu vele basezintabeni? We are the people of the mountains, the people of the mountain side. And we are connected to two animals, the baboon and the wild cow. the eland. Impofu nemfene, the eland. Impofu is also known as inkomo yehlathi. Impofu is also known as the baboon, the wild baboon, the wild cow, sorry. So when we learn about these clans, you start to understand, you know? The crazy thing is that people will be like, oh no, Guni people don't have totems. Guni people don't use totems. They don't have animals. Agriba Sutumos, you have Bakwena, you have Barulong. Even Guni people have totems, guys. Ngube, it's literally baboon. Shares, we've already said it good that the people of the inland, Impov. In fact, even the area MJs, there's another river nearby, Impofan or Mpafan. Sinabo Ngwenya, Sinabo Mfene. Sinabo Ndlovu or Tlowu. Even the names that are not obvious, Amagwahu. Amagwahu, these are the people of rain. These are rainmakers. It's rainmaking societies. So we do have totems, and there's an entire system of governance that is centered around the totems. An entire system of governance. So it's very important that we don't mislead each other. We must dig deep into our heritage for us to understand things. Now, someone was asking about Inkomes Bomvu. Inkomes Bomvu and this Dulise Tafa. Inkomes Bomvu most is red cows. It's red cows. So cows have colors, guys. So depending on what cows your people keep, some people will keep cows that are red in color. Some people will keep cows that are black in color or black with white patches. Inkomo ezimpemvu. Some will keep inkomo ezigwangqa. Sometimes the clan names are based on that. Yabo. Sometimes the clan names are based on that. Uyabona kwaXaba bebenenkomo ezibomvu abo bantu abo. Ubava besithi oshwabada bashwabadela inkomo nempondo zayo. My maternal grandmother, uMampehle, oCabasha, those are red cow people. In fact, when you see the name Cabasha means red. Cabasha means red, the people of the red. Let's look at it now. Into ecaba nje, into ebomvu le. When you use caba anywhere, you are referring to red. Let's see. Let's look. Sizambona na. Let's see. Sizoyibona na. Caba shonkomo zibomvu. Abantu bakuloyibeka bakulokani. So zikhona izizwe that get their names because of the color of their cattle. Yabo. Look at this. This is Traba. This is Traba, which means red. Red and white. Kamakaba, even horses that are red and white. Yabo. So iwine bayibiza iChaba Karib. Chaba Karib, which means iqhilika ebomvu. So my maternal grandmother was from KwaXabashe. They used to keep red cattle. In fact, they say it, ngoXabashe onkomo zibomvu. Abakulolubisi bakuloyibeka wakulokani. Yabo. So this language specifically is the language of Amangosini. This is Qora. This is Qora. So this is the language of Amangosini, the language of Amagaba or Tiwoshe. There was a Gaba person in the comments. There was a Gaba person. So Otioshe or Ngosini, it's a clan name. They are from the Qora nation. The Qora nation has got many clans like the Uru Qais or the Kuluna Qais, the small springbok, Kuluna, big springbok, Ulu. They've got the spider clan, Ostau. They've got the last clan, Qausen Qais or Ngosini. they've got the left clan, Karmakais Onele. Yabo. So it's a big nation. Abantu kuthiwa ngamalawo or abathwa othithiba onozinga. Are they sub-Saharan? We are almost we are all below the Sahara. We are all below the Sahara. So that's what sub-Saharan means. To be below the Sahara. People who are not sub-Saharan are people who live above the Sahara. So people from Morocco, Mauritania, all those countries are above the Sahara. So that's, yeah. So we are all sub-Saharan here. All of us. I'm supposing what you're trying to say, are they Abantu? Yes, they are Abantu. We are all Abantu. We are all Abantu. We must excuse ourselves from theories zabelungu, guys. Ixesha limkile ngoku. We are no longer towing the line. We can't continue to be slaves even after slavery was abolished. Even in our school of thought, we can't think like slaves anymore. Uyabona? AmaZulu ngamazulu, noba ngumZulu ongumthwa, noba ngumZulu olilawo, noba ngumZulu osuka phi, if uphansi kwamaZulu ngamazulu. Same thing with amaXhosa. These are polities, political structures. And then how you trace your clan name, it traces back to your ancestors. AmaZulu, they are different groups who come together under the rulership of the Zulu royal family. AmaXhosa, there are different groups of people who come together. And then there's a question, the Akalas Koi. Aye, guys, you can't be asking these things. You can't be serious about these questions. You can't be serious about this question now. All of us, we are different groups that come together. We are polities. Kanyes again, before the amp. All my videos are on YouTube, by the way. All my videos are on YouTube. This is my YouTube channel. I'm just going to put it here. Go there, subscribe, and watch. I've got maybe 50 to 100 hours worth of content. I've got maybe 50 to 100 hours. Those who want to join my program, send me an inbox. You learn. Unkanyezi is not commenting, so I'm supposing that Kanyezi is no longer around. It's midweek, guys. It's not weekend, so my time is extremely limited. I know there's many questions, but unfortunately I can't answer all of them. Yebo.
Uxolo Mhlekazi, I got busy with something else.
Okay, kulungile.
Kunjani?
Siyaphila kunjani kun?
Hayi man, bulise indlu yonke nje. Mhlekazi, into eyandifaka eyenza uba ndi-request was when you were talking about igongqongqo.
Yes.
As a whole and shape-shifting beings.
Yes.
You touched a nerve with me.
Yes.
I will put my head as umgcini wezikhwama.
Yes.
Ngesixhosa nithi umgcini wetasi. Kukho wena Mhlekazi kule subject yona le uyibekayo apha.
Yeah.
Sinento kuthiwa ngabanyatheli.
Yes.
Amakhosi angaphansi komhlaba. Pha kuGaya TV bathi bathetha nge-Agatha people, bathethe nge-Insectoids.
Yes.
Agatha is actually corrupted to Agata. Agata kaSuthu Agata kukunyathela. Thina ke sithi ngabanyatheli. But i-point ebendifuna uyenza uba kule subject matter oyithintayo sithi ngesizulu uthinta into ejule kakhulu, ngoba uma ukhuluma ngabanyatheli, abanyatheli baphakanyiswa ngensizini.
Yes.
Umuntu owazi kuya ngokuthi isikhwama sakini sithini. Mina ke mfethu ngikhulumela isikhwama sakithi sasemahlubini okwembulelwa ke. Masikhuluma ngabanyatheli sikhuluma ngensizi. insizi zinenhlobo ezininzi. Insizi uyazifumana on different terrains zomhlabathi. Ukhona umhlabathi osecrossini, ukhona umhlabathi osebaleni. Kukhona izinto okwazi ukuzithola esidulini, kukhona amaphakama. Amaphakama wezihlahla, khona amaphakama wamatshe. But ipoint yami, if unaso isambulelo uyakwazi ukuhlanganisa lezi zinto ukuthi uphakamise abanyatheli noma amakhosi ukuthi afike kuwo ngqo njengoba uwaveza la. But lento leyo iya ngokwesambulelo. But source, the foundation of it izinsizi. Kunensizi ebalekile kakhulu okuthiwa nguntingamgudu. Untingamgudu umthatha umukha ekseni, kunendawo akatholakala kuzo. Why sithi untingamgudu? Ukudinga ukufuna ukuguduza is when you shake. So lensizi ibuya kubo abanyatheli ngaphansi. Mangabe bakukhanyisele bayakwazi ukubonisa yona ukuthi kube indlela yokuthi ukwazi ukuxhumana nabo ngokuhlanganisa insizi ezithize. So lana ke sesikhuluma ngani ngeimfihlo zomkhulu bethu. Lezi zinto abakhuluma ngazo laba basentshonalanga kudala sazazi thina.
Exactly.
Uyayibona lento le. It's the same thing is uma uzokhuluma ngamakhosi wamanzi. Awukwazi ukukhuluma ngamakhosi wamanzi noma indlela aphakanyiswa ngayo ungazi ukuthi yini usangokhulu noma igqabi lasemanzini. Okay, izinto nje ongakwazi ukuzisebenzisa ezibazi imfihlo, kuthiwa ngesixhosa imfihlo etasi, ngoba itasi yako kwenu nina mamfene ayizufana neyakuthi omthimkhulu. Uyabona? And itasi, it's nothing but in Kabbalah it's what they call it, it's a protocol. Kabbalah is mainly about the protocols, as we once had a conversation about umzekelo, the Vril society, where they were using these protocols to evoke these entities. You can evoke using a fire language of Hebrew. Thina siyakwazi ukuevoka ngokusebenzisa insebenzelo ovuka amaphakama, insizi, amafutha, yonke lento le kuya ngokuthi wena ukhanyiselwe kanjani. And it's not one way. There's many ways of do. Kuya ngesambulelo kanye sithi ngesixhosa kuya ngoba ukhilelwe kanjani okanye nikhilelwe kanjani ngokwetasi yenu, ngoba kakhulu abantu bebekwazi uphakamisa amakhosi wona lo thetha ngawo. Zinyanga ezinkulu, zinyanga zamakhosi. Uyabona, ezinyanga ezihamba namakhosi ngaba abantu abanonxulumanyo kakhulu. Lamakhosi amakhulu kungaba ngamakhosi entaba, kungaba ngamakhosi wamanzi, kungaba ngamakhosi aphezulu, kungaba ngamakhosi angaphansi. Umzekelo, amakhosi entaba asebenza kakhulu ngenkunzi. Kukho ipart ethile pha enkunzini ekwazi uba isebenza uba esebenza novuka bentaba ukwenzela uba waphakamise lamakhosi. Kodwa ukuze aphakame futhi nawe ufuneka ugcatywe ngendlela ethile, because uyawubona into ongafunekanga uyibone uphambanelwe ikhanda. Uyayibona into enjalo?
Uyabona ke xolo, my brother, you can hear someone who knows what they are talking about. You can hear. This is what I was saying. Maybe ndikhumsha kakhulu andazi. Because I was talking, I've made maybe 3 different lives about portals, entry points, apertures and holes. Apertures and holes. What are apertures and holes? I don't know. Zimbobo, izimbobo, imingxunya. These are entry points. The art of ukucaba. The art of ukuchaza, because ukucaba kuchaza. The art of ukuqaphula, ukuthi qaphu, is the opening of apertures in the physical body. So when apertures are opened in the physical body, it's an act to say now things can enter. But when things enter, because a portal is a gate, as seen in this image, It's to say things can enter. Kusetyenziswe ezo zinto zisetyenziswayo ke ukuvula. But ukuze kuvuleke kumele kuvulwe kuqala. So an opening is made in you so that your eyes can be opened to see. Uthi, for you to be able to see, kumele kugcatshwe. Kumele kuqatshulwe. It's absolutely true. You will not be able to see these things because you cannot perceive them. They are not revealed to you.
Yes.
Azityhilwanga, azivelwanga, azambulwanga kuwe. You see only with an eye. Uyabo?
Yeah.
You see only with an eye. But when apertures are open in your body, like that whole thing of igongqongqo, the whole, these are portals. Some of them are in the body, the physical body. Some of them are in certain locations in our country and in other countries. Some of them only open at specific points in time. That's why we talk about full moon, new moon. You understand that? That's why people track the moon and the sun. Those things are positioned such that certain openings are triggered at certain points. So ukugcaba is a way to say sivula umnyango, sivula izibuko lomoya. We're opening this person to be able to see this, to be able to interact with this. Only after ukugcaba will you be able to see ezinye izinto. This is then where now you even have secrets you can't tell people, unfortunately. Uyabona?
Unfortunately. Iphinde ibuye sometimes wena mhlekazi kukho abantu kuye kuthiwe ngesixhosa usandile unenhloko ethambileyo.
Yes.
In other words, you naturally have the ability to perceive. Ungabona into omnye umuntu ongayi ngoba unenhloko ethambileyo ungenzwanga nto.
Yes.
But ukubuya kwezi portals lanto nesiphiwo mhlambe sometimes ngokwegazi unga-inherita isiphiwo somuntu owayekwazi ukuzibona izinto mhlambe utatakho wayegcatyiwe. Lento yahlala egazini walala nomamakho wena wazalwa sonayo i-ability yoba ukwazi uperceive nezinto ngoba ngamanye amaxesha imfihlo wena mhlekazi yokwazi ezinye izinto ivele ivuleke apha kuwe engqondweni. That means in your bloodline you've got this ability. Into yentaso okanye into yesikhwama iza apho actually, because even noba ujonge umzekelo wena mhlekazi umhlanga. Umhlanga is a very powerful and potent a signal. People don't know that. Ilonto apha eGautini njengoba kuthiwa iGauti igolide. Indawo our ancestors, how did they know when indawo inegolide? They were looking at 3 elements. Bebejonga umhlanga, it's basically 4. Sisiziba, umhlanga, ngumyezane, lento kuthiwa yi-willow tree, and then ibe nguningizimu. Kukho umuntu okuthiwa nguningizimu. As soon as you can see those 3 things, now you know ba around here there is gold. That's why xa ujonga apha eGautini kukho imifula, kukho imifudlana, kukho izibani, kukho iziba, everywhere kunemihlanga. Look at where the mines are or the mine dumps where they are, you will always find umhlanga. But guess what, na umhlanga awufani, inoba unenhlobo ezinhlanu. 5 different kinds of umhlanga. Ungatyhilelwa ngoyi-1 onokwazi ukwenza into ezininzi ngomhlanga, but umhlanga uyakwazi uba ube isignal okanye ube isivunguvungu somoya njengoba uyibona umyezane okanye i-willow tree, because nayo inenhlobo inoba inenhlobo ezintathu. Sakunika ibe yi-1 kuthiwa kukhona umyezane waseningizimu, owaseningizimu nowasenyakatho ayifani. Uyayibona inemisebenzi yohlukileyo, but zonke izinto zezo ziyakwazi uba ziphakamise okanye they can evoke the spirits. Kuya ngokwesikhwama nokwembulelwa kwakho in reconciliation nalento ithethayo yalamakhosi. Sizathi omunye umuntu uzathi shape shifters, thina sithi ngamakhosi. Uyayibona? So my last point I wanted to make as far as there is concerned, for them to understand the portals, it was not via i-research ye-astrophysicists zako-Harvard. They have had to sit with the high priests zako-Amazon, zase-Congo, bayahamba bayo-research up. They had to study the paranormal to understand the higher dimension, not what Harvard tells them. They will never
Yes.
tell you that. Uba
Yes.
ukwenzela uba bade babe bayazazi ezi portals, kuye kwafuneke bathethe nezanuse ne-high priest ze-Hopi, i-Hopi priests, Indians. Uyabona aba bantu abasondelene nemimoya, thina sithi imimoya, bona bathi zii-aliens. Uyayiqonda mhlekazi?
Kunjalo.
But
No,
yeah,
yazi.
that's the point I wanted to make. Yes.
No, thank you so much. I'm very aligned with you.
Okay.
I'm very, very, very aligned with you. So, yes, umyezane ngumgcunube Moondance Shine. Umyezana ngumgcunube or umyezane or umzekana sometimes. It's the Cape willow. Saf willow. Yes, when you talk about umyezane, you're reminding me of another very potent herb, incwadi or inchwadi.
Isipili,
Inqothwe,
umnqotho.
nenqotho, yeah.
Umnqotho. Yeah.
Hey, these things were used in ancient times, even when people had passed away, yazi. When people had passed away, to allow them safe passage, but also to preserve the body when they make mummies.
Yeah.
When they make mummies, they did use inqodo, incwadi a lot. In fact, a couple of mummies have been found here in Southern Africa. And when they analyze the contents of the body, the skin, the tissue, and also the blanket, the skin blanket they are wearing, they are covered with at that time, it's full of different types of herbs, but you do find a huge amount of incwadi as well. It's a highly potent herb that can be used in many different ways. Very dangerous for those if you're not
Very
experienced.
dangerous.
Very, very dangerous. I mean, it's even used as poison in hunting as well. In hunting, it can be used as poison. But you just reminded me of that highly potent herb as well, because these herbs have hallucinogenic and psychoactive abilities that,
Yazi wena mhlekazi, ukungena nje emlomeni, unqotho lona is equivalent to what the Amazonians would say ayahuasca.
ayahuasca, yes.
Yes, it's exactly the same thing. People don't even know, but you don't have to go to Tontoni for ayahuasca sessions. Unqotho, kukho enye okuthiwa ubungadibanisa unqotho, udibanise ucacane, udibanise uvele emoyeni. They'll do exactly the same thing as ayahuasca, but it's always advisable to cleanse first, even if it means you can fast, fast for 3 days and cleanse the body, and then udibanise nesandla ke siyashiyana, because ezinto zifuna umuntu okwazi uzidibana. You have the same experience as i-ayahuasca. You don't need to go to South America. You just need to know umuntu onesandla okwazi ubadibanisa ezinto for the same psychedelic experience.
Yep. And I remember they also mix these herbs with ubulawo, ikobongo yabo.
Yes.
Because I remember at the time of mama, bebefihlelwa, uyabona, they used to hide stuff from them. Bayithatha inkukhu bayoyifaka in 3 streets away, but uzobuya nayo because they are cleansed and sharpened. Uthi uvela bona i-lightning, ubona i-lightning nje emini ihamba ikhombe straight, iyakhomba straight, uthi no, this is where you go to get this thing. So I mean, I'm aligned with you very much, actually. Very much.
Camagu mhlekazi. You see, as igobongo, ibhudlu noba isilawu zininzi wena mhlekazi, there's probably about 15 to 20 kinds, kuya ngesandla nokwambulelwa, what do you know. But ipoint endiza kuyo yilethi wena mhlekazi, ezinto they actually unveil or they kill the 3-dimensional reality as you know it. Esi space, zonke ezinto, they are actually occupying the same space as you. You are just on a different frequency, or lento abazawuthi ke bona ababasentshona, i-force of gravity slows everything down. right?
Yeah.
But as soon as you take these psychedelics, ilantic apha kuwe kwi-nervous system yakho, it starts letting go, and then you start accessing this dimension. Ubone ba okay, ezinto le mimoya lamakhosi okanye in quotation marks they are here, right? So yiloo nto wena mhlekazi sithetha ngezintsizi, sithethe ovuka namaphakama, because all those things they help you realize, but no man, we are actually all occupying the same space. It's just that it's dimensions and levels. That's when you realize, well, okay, kukho imimoya or shapeshifters that are
Yes.
manipulating this reality so that we are
Yes.
stuck here.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. This is this is very important. Uyabona, sometimes ne ezinye izinto are too symbolic for people to understand. There's a uthi kunemimoya that are manipulating irreality for us to stay in a cycle. That is to
Yeah.
say, there is a force field that is imposed on top of the organic force field. There is a force of energy that is antagonistic towards organic energy, a field that is superimposed on top of what is supposed to truly nurture us. So that is to say, there's a foreign existence right now on what we
Yeah.
consider, Tina, as irreality. There's a foreign existence that is standing on top of who we are, behind the backs of our
Yes.
minds, and this force field goes against our natural rhythm. And
100%.
there are those who have sworn allegiance,
Yeah.
to serving that force field. And it
Yeah.
manifests in many ways. A lot of
I
the
was
time,
about to say that.
yes, yeah.
Ukungena emlonyeni wena mhlekazi. You know what is what is laughable with this force field? It
Yes,
can infest your food. It can
yes,
infest your water. It can infest the air you breathe. In essence,
yes.
it is subatomic. Amakhosi amakhulu mhlekazi awazi zona izinto ezinkulu. They are just subatomic beings
Yes.
that are so advanced that they can stay subatomic when ucinga kukho into enkulu. It's just here occupying the same space. So what these psychedelics do, they magnify this energy. Uyibona ba okay, and it sits at that subatomic level, and it might be sucking at the type of energy you release, whether
Yes.
it's a happy moment or sad moment. But the favorite energy they like kakul is the sexual energy.
Yeah.
So kukho lamfihlo wena mhlekazi abantu abangayiqondi, the relationship between the brain and your sexual parts. Okay, the other one is heaven, the other one is hell. In fact, most extremely intelligent people or people who come with breakthrough theories or scientific breakthroughs, these entities, they stay right at the bottom and then they feed the top inside them. It's a topic for another day.
The topic for another day, Budi. So
Yeah.
those three herbs, it's uchachane, uvele
Ucacani.
moyeni, uchachane,
Cacani.
uvele
The
moyeni.
word speaks vele moyeni. In other
Yes.
words, uba ungadibanisa ucacani, yabona, I'm giving important information for free. Ucacani uvele moyeni, mhlambe uthi nhlanhla mhlophe, and then
Yeah.
uhlanganise nongqotho, and then
Yeah.
ugcine for quite some time, and then cleanse yourself. Mhlambe uchathe uphalaze ufaste uthini, and then xa udibanisile, that's basically your ayahuasca mixture. Because remember,
Yeah.
there are guys who specialize, who go around the world. He would be coming
Yes.
here in Joburg, 5 hours up, and then people book and pay up at about 10,000
Yeah.
for the experience, and then They must go through a cleansing process and then bazokwazi uba babe ne-ayahuasca session because uba
kunjalo.
ungadibanisa izinto when you are not properly cleansed ungagabha and uyayibona so but basically those elements ezo mhlekazi zingakusa pha especially ulantic ucacani is very important uba you are properly cleansed ucacani naye ungqotho
Yeah.
udibanisile yeah you can still have the same experience.
I ke uvile usisi because there's a lady who was asking about it. No, thank you, sir. Mina vele I'm aligned
Kamakho
with you. I'm aligned. I
kamakho
know
kamakho
I can discern umuntu ke who talks about something they know and umuntu who talks
yes
about something
enkosi
they heard. Yabona. But ke njengoba usisho these things I think it's just a good day today, but these things nobody's gonna go
yes
around talking about
you
these
don't
things.
yeah because enye
Yeah.
into zifuna ne-monitoring because amagazi
Yes.
wethu awafani umuntu uzawuthatha
Yes.
enze lento aye le angabi sabuya abuye sekephambene.
Hey, kunjalo. Hayi, kunjalo. Ziyagulisa wena zinamandla izinto. Kulungile bhuti man. I have to jump off,
Eh,
guys. I was about to jump off thirty
kamakho
minutes ago. So thank you
okay
so
hayi
much, guys.
ungandehlisa ke mhlekazi
Kulungile, kuhle, siyabulela. Guys,
kamakho
I'm gonna go off now. Thank you for joining. You can absolutely watch this video on YouTube in a few days, maybe tomorrow, and then you can just inbox me if you need anything. Abantu bakwaNdlangiso limakho qaqani. I'll talk about them next time. Bye bye.